You guys ready to wipe a nasty, crusty boomer off the face of the earth? So this map's enemies are primarily mages, so you have to be really careful that your low-res units aren't taking more damage than you expect them to. Like the cutscene mentioned, Gharnef is hiding here somewhere, but there are 3 identical Gharnefs on the map, 2 of them decoys. The only difference between the real and fake Gharnefs is that the decoys drop steel swords instead of falchion when they die, and the decoys can be damaged by regular weapons, while Gharnef can only be damaged by the Starlight Tome. The real one's position is randomized each time you play through the game. There are also a couple of treasure chests north of the start position, and the boss who's actually on the throne is just a generic bishop. The first big threats to watch out for are the sniper at the top of the staircase and the 3 bishops with swarm tomes at various spots throughout the map. Remember how I mentioned the geosphere we got deals damage to every unit on the map? Since the real Gharnef is immune to any damage that isn't from Starlight, we can use the geosphere to determine which is the real sorcerer without approaching any of them. Just like that. As you can see, these 2 took damage and this one didn't, so we know this is the real Gharnef. And then we can fortify up our team so there's no harm done. This is your failsafe in case you didn't manage to get Starlight. Since Gharnef isn't blocking you from seizing the throne, you can avoid him completely and still finish the map. But of course, Marth won't get his legendary weapon if you do that. Even without using Gradavis, Harden is physically incapable of not completely wrecking everyone. He's probably the best unit on my team overall right now. I'm definitely glad he's with us and not against us. Once you get to the top of the first staircase, there isn't any way to avoid getting bombarded by the swarm bishops for a couple of turns. They don't deal all that much damage, so as long as you have a way of healing up every turn, there's no danger. Pure water is also really useful for your low resistance units on this map. You should have picked a few bottles up from various places by now, even if you've never bought any. It's a shame that Lind doesn't have a special battle conversation with Gharnef. Her whole motivation in this game is killing him to avenge her father. Oh well. I'm breaking my rule about not killing defenseless healers for this map, mostly because they all drop items that I want, and because them healing up Gharnef is really annoying, but also I figure anyone siding with Gharnef is probably pretty evil. Lights out for you. As you can see, the decoy Gharnefs are still around after killing the real one, and in the battle forecast they still appear to have the damage immunity that the real Gharnef gets. But in the actual battle they take damage just like anyone else. You just need to calculate how much they'll take by yourself. Really bizarre that this curate has a fortify staff that he doesn't have high enough staff rank to use. I don't know if this was a coding oversight or if they just wanted to make sure you'd be able to get this staff without the enemy using it up first. Reinforcements on this map appear from the gaps in the north wall on the top floor, 2 bishops and 4 mages on turn 7, and another wave of the same on turn 15, but the bishops in the first wave wield Thoron tomes, and the bishops in the second wave have swarm tomes. Killing the real Gharnef halts reinforcements. So this is Falchion, Marth's special sword. It's roughly equivalent to a silver sword, but Marth can use it regardless of his weapon rank, and it deals effective damage against dragons. In Fire Emblem 1, where Marth was already a lot better than he is in this version, he became completely busted the second he got his hands on Falchion. In that game, it makes him completely immune to any attack that isn't from a Manakete, and when Manaketes do attack him, he hits them back like a truck. Since enemies in Fire Emblem 1 would always prioritize attacking Marth over any other option available, you can move your army through a crowd of enemies and just let all of them suicide against Marth as long as there weren't too many dragons among them. That being said, there are a lot of Manaketes in the few chapters after this one, so in practice maybe it's not quite as insane as it sounds. Once the bishop on the throne is dead, we can seize. But there's actually a secret shop on this map on the space that looks like a door right behind the throne. This shop sells master seals up to a limit of 3, so if you have more characters who need promotions, this'll help you out. We're actually good on promotion items though, so all that's left for us to do is seize, for real. And with that, the Dark Pontifex will corrupt the world no longer. The only villain left is the most powerful one of all, Medius, the Shadow Dragon himself. Join me next time as we take the fight to his home turf. Thanks for watching.